Now I just pulled up along here. Never actually been in this spot because I discovered for the first time a month or two ago that this maze, right, an old ancient maze, remnants of in Belair, which would be, by my feeling and judgment, it would be about here. And I was looking, and I haven't really had time to stop and drive because he's waiting for me, I think. This like historic Belair railway station, that must be up there. I've not actually been here. I don't know if that's down there, but I reckon that the maze is just there. But I don't think this is a parking spot. I actually don't know what. It's a U-turn spot. Old mate, he's just here to probably stalk a lot. I'm not really sure where I'm going into here. It just says dumping of rubbish prohibited. That's cool. I've got no rubbish dumping plans to inhibit with your demands. I reckon that's the maze through there. Yeah, please.
Now you have arrived. Wow.
No, I think. No. Do I, don't I? Well, of course I do. And go on to explain what I'm now half attempting to. How are these? Alright. They're both like swing curve. Circular type. Surreal, beautifully absurd, but manually or dexterously, that word, put together. This isn't a accidental type. Sticks fell on the ground. That would be absurd. There you go, mate. Hang on, crew. Nice love. I won't stay long. Thanks very much. The reason I stopped here was just to see if this maze that I'd already seen on the maps recently, if this was it, and I thought maybe this was, I don't know, we're trying to regenerate parts of it, and it just seemed like this spot. Don't know that it is, I don't know much about the history or the there's beautiful little flowers here. That I'm ensuring I don't step on.
I'm in love again. So good to me.
That tree looks like an upside down pencil. But like perhaps it is. As I'm driving through these parts of the hills up here and down from the freeway down Belair, the bit that comes down through Hawthorne Dean where it's come off of, it's, hello mate, it's very much like, this is the maze, by the way. I was right. I can see the thing now. I can see what I thought it could have been, what it might, and that's why there would be the fence here to stop people trampling on it, because I can see the rings. I can see them. They're regrowing it. That's what these young trees will be involved in. there's bits of the mountains and whatnot, or the the hills around here that, you know what, they are becoming more pointed by the day, more pyramidal looking, more symmetrical, more very much what will sound insane to many who prefer to ignore their role or that they're playing a game. The thing is, as the revelations, the understanding, the knowing that's coming through fast and strong and ever present, perhaps all along, but in the last few days, the more real it is to me, and it's become awfully real, because not awfully, it's become fantastically real, because I just keep finding and seeing them. These pyramids are being made. These mountains are getting taller and turning into like a Toblerone type escapade. I don't know if that was the right word. Crusade. That might have been a better one. Toblerone crusade. If I have to rhyme. Anyhow. So what I'm saying is, where I'm at with this, and it's great, because what will happen is inevitably more of us are going to get on board and realise and have the same realisation that, yeah, because time's going backwards. It's not linear. It's going both ways. It's not linear like we've been, like it feels, and like we've been, essentially led to accept. Like many things, it's almost the opposite of what we've been told, and it's going both ways, right? So it's becoming made as the manifestation is firmly cemented in my mind state, and it becomes laid. The hills are getting pointier. They're getting more like pyramids. There's parts of there's bits that were like Europe that I was at yesterday, and it's like, it's great, and that's it makes perfect sense when you consider how the game is played, how the scenario is laid out, how what's been happening is we've been collectively creating the manifestation of something that's collecting the frustration and the loose loving foundation. We'll leave it at that, but I think what's happening is real men and women are coming to the truth, the cosmic foundation of their place, their firmly planted roots, the trees of their nation, because we are the trees, we are the grass, we are the leaves, we are the birds, we are the bees, we are the clouds, we are all the same thing. Right, to go on incessantly and cliche like confesses he. And a few of these are coming to my heart. I was watching allegedly Dave said some stuff a little while back, and it's a known thing. He was talking with other men and women about the common law thing, etc. And he talked about it's called, I can't remember whatever the name is, but it's like imagining yourself, like a certain time every day, whatever it is, they imagine themselves going to the gym, right? And he tried to experiment. He didn't have time, but he used to do it. And what happens is, over time, and this is exactly what I've suspected with many things, and so it fits in perfectly with my, the chimes I hear around my rhyme. So for that hour, right, that maybe he was at the gym, he was like lying in bed, and this is one man's account, but it's anecdotal and makes a lot of sense. Imagine himself. Imagine himself doing the exercises, doing the sit-ups, doing the whatever, and as one would expect, as makes a lot of sense when you begin to realise the true nature and the extent of our connection to all things. You start getting ripped, or whatever you want, And I've said this for years. I've said not that, but I've said we manifest how we look. That's why I think that's why you look like your parents. That's why really close friends that aren't related look the same. That's why a lot of people look like their dogs, or a lot of their dogs look like their masters. It's because it's part of morphic resonance. It makes perfect sense. Mind over matter. It's everything we're told again and again. It's a cliche, collection of capers that sound so true. We leave them and almost take them for granted, ignore them for wafers of other type stories, bylines of all sorts of glories. Trying to stop the rhyme thing. I did find the place. That's fantastic. I was right, and I'm not overly celebrating that because sometimes being right is sometimes it hurts a lot. But this is pretty cool. But this is what I'm saying. It links in with all of that, right? And that's I've said this on other things if anyone's ever heard. But look at morphic resonance, Rupert Sheldrake. Look into that. That's real. And that's how we know things know how to form and what to be. It's like, nature operates in, like fields, waves, Forget particles. It's not how we're made. Anyhow, where am I going? Well, okay, yeah. So, the natural extension to that, or it doesn't need to be an extension, it's just a critical part of the same miraculous invention, is that it happens in nature as well. That's why it's not that these mountains were pointed before. They are now because I'm knowing them so, and that's how they become. You go backwards. We go backwards in time. It feels like we're going forwards, but we're actually going both. We're going backwards, and we're making things into what they were, and we're seeing what they became, which sounds completely twisted and maybe insane. It maybe sounds that way, but it's actually how it is. And so that's why a lot of effort goes into keeping us, keeping the creators, the nature constabulators, keeping us distracted and playing dumb games and bullshit and fighting and fucking, things we know are the real insane things we know are stupid, things we know are, but so that's why it's all by consent. It has to be. There's no other way. Thank you. There's no other way, is there? Everything's by consent because we're all one, doing the same thing consensually. It's just we've got the illusion of separation. We think that things are being done without a consent. I've said this before. You've always got a choice, even if it's your reaction to something. I try to say this to a kid or a shapy psycho motherfucker I was recently working with. He looked at me kind of blank, and I'm used to that. Anyhow, see that tree? This beautiful tree. I'm he, she is me, we are that, we are this. Alright, so, and that's why gardens, this is why a meal tastes better when someone makes it with love. It's why my garden will go big, because you put your attention, love is what makes everything go round. Or go, flat and or spherical, and perhaps it's the same thing that makes everything seem upside down. I'll try and end this, but yeah, it's true. And the fact is, the more of us realise it, the more amazing things are going to get. And that's why the efforts to perhaps stop us and separate us have been so obvious and silly and at length and seemingly over the top. But that's because we've undervalued our role in this event, the present. I for one, like everyone that gets gang stalked and in the sense of they're targeted and they're followed, and kind of, it's a big shock to. One of the most tricky things to get your head around, and then the most stupid, the most obvious, put down or comeback from those if you try to even share the situation with any that don't really get it, and most around you don't get it. It's meant to be that way. That's why we're all allocated, I feel, in different parts of the plane. Like, it was like, oh, what? They didn't do it to me? What? It didn't make any sense. Right? So what? I'm going to the shop. I'm going to the beach. I'm trying to help my dog. I'm trying to get to know I'm getting to know the trees. I'm trying to get to know me. I'm doing basic what you think is, because we're taught to believe it's insignificant things and it's this and it's that. But you know what? That's what those bean gag stalk learn. Evidently, sooner rather than lately. I can attest to thee. Because you realise that's where that's where everything is. It's where it's at. It's where you are. That's what it's about. And they help you be the one that found out. Then you just find ways to shout it out, get the others who are meant to on board, and without a doubt, it's look, this happens without us. This happens without doing. We didn't have to think. It's like you breathe. It's like you don't have to think about your bloody. We're walking miracles in a miraculous land of, translucent mirror bowls that shoot out stuff like this, right? Incredible things. Without thinking, without blinking. This happens, right? That's how spectacular it is. So they don't want, the tiny group of, scared, shitless entities, whatever they are, the whatever people call elite, whatever, the controllers, the manipulators. Yeah, they don't want you to know that. They don't want us to know that because we'll create, awesome things, and we kind of had to bring it back to where it was. See the possibility of it being not, and get shaken up a bit and go, holy, what? I wasn't going to say what, but what word better than the other word? Anyhow. Yeah, I think maybe show me pyramids up there, but it's happening. It'll happen. It'll continue to. And the other things that are desperately putting on a show is attention, seeking to divert our flow. And I've been, very guilty. Yeah, I noticed, things, perhaps giving way more attention than, necessary, but, or what's necessary. But point is, it's like, when our attention, is is not diverted but averted to solving and soothing and focusing on affecting the tensions that we see and feel and whatnot around it, that fixes. That's how we do it. It's how we've always done it. We've been doing it. Sure, I don't necessarily remember it. I can't claim to remember it, but I get reminded of the obvious and call it divine. It's a basic essence of being one of these, which we are. That's us. That's this. We'd be like, oh, I can't make this shit up. And it's like, well, no, not consciously. You couldn't possibly. That's why we aren't able to hold the awareness of doing so while we experience it. You can't. That's how incredible it is. Hello, it's love. Anyhow, I'm just rambling on here. There's a bend on some of these magnificent trees. So it'll happen in its own time and in our own time, and attention it's worth far more than we had ever heard mentioned, and even if they did, we ignored it because we we always had it, you know. It's like you take it for granted in many ways, or you don't understand what you got, and it takes a while to. It's taken me a while to stand up in it and that's that noise. That's that noise. Yeah, when I was at Belair, where was I? I was over there. I can't remember. That was that noise. So maybe it was a koala. And backwards, as I go around it backwards in the video, it actually says, I say, "There's Cully." So I thought it was pretty awesome when I heard that backwards. I was like, yeah, wow. And I don't think Carly's a bad thing. It's just so it's all balance again, right? It's like, yeah, nothing goes away. We're all here. That's how it's played. But I don't know if that came out on there. And I found a chimney tunnel thing at the same time. I can't remember the name of the place now, but it doesn't matter. There's a video on it. It was called Chimney Hoorah. Because I was finding this, I was exploring this place like I'd never seen. Like, it was this magical place. How's this in here? And then as I got there, it was like, I couldn't see anything. And it was close. It was closer than that one there, but yeah, maybe a koala. But yeah, could be an interesting distraction to divert me from continuing to try and hone my impaction, share and tell others, a fear type contraption to weed out the, I don't like to say weeds from things because the weeds are all beautiful part of the, yeah. People like manicure their gardens, fuck the weeds. No, it's just like, that's silly. Who determines what's a weed? I was told this one's a weed. This one, alright, awesome. Who told you that? Do everything you're told? Yep, well, alright, maybe not read it. Have yours go back to how it was and remake and build a manifest. Yeah, now I'm losing my thread. And there's a dude down here, looks a bit like a goanna leading out of the bush. I can't quite see on here, I might be in the wrong spot. Yeah, that's pretty good. Where is he? Yeah. See? Yeah. You see that in the middle, right? Yeah, I can see. It's swimming in. Yeah. It's my, yeah, I see him actually better than mine. But anyway, I'll leave it alone. End this jibber jab time. Thanks for having me. Much love. See you soon. See you next time. And I get it's easy to say ignore the distractions. It's a lot harder to play, to do that in real time and what feels like real pain and real distracted mind and all the rest. I'm not under it. I'm just saying. And we can't do it. Yeah, it's just when you can. When I'm not. Everything comes in peaks and troughs, and I'm tending to not wander and ramble off. I'm not saying I got it down. I'm just saying that there's clear moments. There's clear moments. I'm trying to spread it around because it's I think it's how it's found. It's how it's gonna be. Alright, nice love. Thank you. I'm gonna go look at this. The maze. This is a maze. I forgot where I was. The maze is up there. Can't really see it from here. I'm tempted to wander up there, but I don't really want to fuck it up. not saying I will. Yeah, looking at the map, there was a lot of very interesting things actually. Now I recall, and I gimped it. And there was some phenomenally interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of fascinating spirit I could see, and love and life, and things that to me made a lot of sense, and more like magical, mystical type events. Mentally viewed on some digital abstract, albeit infiltrated concept of Google Maps. I'm stopping. Much love. See ya. I'm going to be like Michael the Magpie and shut the up. Thank you. Hey, yo. Much love. I'll stop. Thank you. Thanks heaps. Much love. Thank you. Thank you.